Japan is one of the most visited and beloved countries in the world. But in the country's shadow, something is shifting.
昔は結構若い方もいたんで。
With a population that peaked in 2010 at 128 million inhabitants, today that number has already shrunk to 125 million. With around 30% of its population being over the age of 65, they are experiencing the most severe aging population crisis in the world. Within the next few decades, the population is expected to drop to as low as 88 million. And as a consequence, hundreds, potentially thousands of rural villages will turn into complete ghost towns. And the craziest part is, it's already started. To capture some of these beautiful villages before they're fully gone, and to go on the search for those who still live in these towns and hear their stories, for the next 4 days, we'll be going on a road trip across one of Japan's hardest to reach and most mysterious regions, ultimately seeking to understand what's going to happen to Japan.
Japan is having fewer babies and is on pace to shrink by half.
Rural towns and villages are really starting to feel the pinch.
Population has shrunk by nearly 90%.
What's up? Our journey began in Tokyo, where we met up with our old friend and Yes Theory subscriber Kai, who had joined us last time we were in Japan filming our sumo wrestling video.
Welcome back to Japan.
Thank you. So we're going super far, and it's like quite kind of hard to figure out how to even get to this place, because it's like you have to train and then drive, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a good adventure.
May the journey begin.
Japan is made up of 4 major islands, and Shikoku, where we are heading, is its least visited one. It is also home to several of the prefectures most aggressively hit by its aging population, which is leading to many, and I mean many, of its rural villages to rapidly die out. There is one road in particular, Road 439, which in a country as clean and organized as Japan seems almost forgotten, and is rumored to cut through many of these very unique places we're hoping to find.
Okay, suddenly we were here.
It's quite the journey to get to where we're going, but we're gonna find these villages.
So, after our 4-hour train ride from Tokyo, we rented a van and got ready for the final 3-hour drive into the mountains of Shikoku. We thought this story would just be about uncovering how these villages began to fade away, but we had no idea about the strange scenes we were about to encounter and the unsolved mystery that this valley has held for hundreds of years.
Road trip into the unknown officially begins. We've been told that there are no stores, no gas stations. Thing is about these places is there's barely any information even on Google. Like when a town goes abandoned this remote, it just disappears off the map, right? I think some of it will be us discovering some of these places ourselves, but just we stop and we see what we find.
Let's go!
No. We're driving through these super small little, I mean, I don't even know if we can call them towns. Like there's one road and then buildings on each side. And here across the bridge, it looks like there's a huge building that we don't know what it is. It looks completely abandoned.
So we're gonna drive over the bridge and see if we can potentially enter this abandoned school.
It's kind of scary to walk up to this building. I feel like
it is a Monday, so there should be school, right?
I mean, look at how many classrooms there are, right? At some point, there was hundreds of students here.
Look at that clock right there. 6:35.
Oh, wow.
Give me shivers.
The crazy thing about Japan is when places are abandoned, they actually stay intact. Like there's not people coming to graffiti or break windows, or so it's hard to tell. There's a lot of things still inside, right?
Yeah, there's like chairs.
Look at the dust on the classroom
Yeah,
tables.
yeah.
Wow.
They left even baseball equipment. Like no kid in this area thought, I'll go get the baseball equipment that nobody uses. It's just still here. Only in Japan do you find abandoned buildings that are almost intact, with everything still inside. Testament of integrity in Japanese culture in general.
I went to school just like this too.
Like this here?
Right, before I moved to the US. Moved cleaner classrooms, after school. This is in such a good condition though.
Yeah.
I wonder if someone like comes to clean this place up or something.
There's a date on a board there, 1993. That's crazy. That is a long time ago. That's the year I was born. It can't have been abandoned that long, right? 30 years and it still looks like this?
That's 3 months after you were born.
Yeah.
That's like dinosaur time
It
old.
might have been a long... What's up? I'm leaving.
Must have been wild to go to school to a place like this. Surrounded in like this extremely beautiful valley. We are in paradise even if it's quite empty.
ちょっとお話いいですか？あそこに小学校みたいなのがあったと思うんですけど、はい、あれって廃校になっちゃった。
廃校っていうか休校。
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Are there any students left?
ほら、もう4、5年前から。
There has been no students.
How does she feel about that?
寂しいけどな、小さい子がおらんのよ。
なるほど。
ここの辺はな、おばあさんかおじいさんしかおらん。
There's only grandpas and grandmas around.
Really? Wow. Arigatou gozaimasu.
ありがとう、ありがとう。
So cute lady.
It is so sad that there's just no little kids running around anymore, huh?
Yeah.
The last student in that school was here 4 or 5 years ago, but you could tell it's been dwindling for a long time. One part of the school had a sign from 93, one part had a sign from 2004. So it's probably been a very gradual decline, right?
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
お話ってちょっといいですか？この辺に住んでいるんですか？
そうです、そうです。80年。
わ
80歳、まだ若い方です。ここらの人はみんな90歳。年寄りばっかしです。
ああ、she's like there's
老
all
人
like
ばっかり。
old people right
後期
now.
高齢者ばっかり。
A lot of old people right now.
若い人はいないです。
No young people. 昔は結構若い方もいっぱいいて。
ここらでも1万人ぐらいいたんですよ。
ああ、
全国で全部でね。
で
今は
今は
400人ぐらい。
It's 400 people right now in this area. 400.
So most buildings here that we're driving by, there's nothing in it, like nobody living there.
そうです。これから奥も全部です。
将来この村がどういう感じになっていくって思ってますか？
売らなくなるのはもうそれは悲しいことだけど、もう仕方ない。生活できる。収入がない。
なるほど。
今みんなここにおる人は年金生活。アメちゃんあげます。
There's candies.
Oh,
ありがとうございます。
thank you. Where did these come from?
大阪の人みたいアメちゃんじゃないチョコレート。
チョコレート。
Oh, wow.
綺麗お方じゃね。
So you look good. Handsome. ありがとう、ありがとう。You too. あなたもすごい綺麗です。
握手してもらいたいけど手こんなに今ここで草取りしとった。
No, I appreciate it.
お茶飲んでいきます？
She's like, do you guys want to go grab a tea?
Oh, yeah.
じゃあちょっとだけいいですか、お邪魔して。ありがとうございます。
ここも入って。
Oh, you live here?
ここですか。
Oh, amazing.
ありがとうございます。
Wow, so sweet. There used to be 10,000 people. Now there's 400. That is way steeper than what I thought.
I can imagine that it's impossible to make any sort of income out here.
Yeah.
They're surviving just on pensions, just like government giving them money.
This is a dream, right? Imagine going to that school, having that valley, having that mountain. I could see myself live here with my 8 future kids, you know, and be like, you know.
He single-handedly will repopulate this village.
Like when she
You're
was
gonna have
talking.
8 kids?
We have just entered this lovely lady's house. What's the name of this very beautiful lady?
森田。
森田さん。
Wow, beautiful name and a beautiful lady.
78歳です。
78 years old. すごい綺麗な名前です。綺麗なお方ですって。
親に感謝じゃない。
What's your number one favorite thing living here?
もう住めば都で生活していく。
For us, when we look here, it's
She's like, everyone has beard.
お手がいっぱいじゃな。お手入れが大変。20年前まで商売しとったけど、ちょっと病気したり、もう人口がないけど、売り上げがないからやめた。廃業したやめた。日本のお茶を飲んでください。
It's the Japanese tea.
ありがとうございます。
ここらでできたお茶、ここの日中、
Yeah, it's like a pickled plum.
Oh, pickled plum.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, there's a
Very sour. Like the most sour candy you've ever had, this is more sour than that. And I like sour candy.
Am I rude if I'm not finishing it?
35度の焼酎。
Would you spit it
ご
out?
めん。
Besides being the home to many of Japan's dying villages, this valley is also home to a myth that, if true, would be the biggest historical reversal in Japanese history. History claims otherwise, but a different story here has been passed down generation to generation. And the mission we have on this road trip is to ask the locals like Mrs. Marita for clues.
Can you ask her? We've heard stories, rumors of the Emperor Antoku, who apparently fled in these mountains in the 1100s. Can you ask her if she's heard any of these stories?
ただ
There was a child
そういう
emperor.
話をしてもらいたいんだったら、この下に地蔵寺さんっていうお寺があるんです。ここのお住職がそういうお話をしてるとかおるかどうか尋ねて。
Yeah, that could be cool.
Mrs. Marita then contacted the local monk and arranged for us to meet up with him to learn more about this tale.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
そうですね。その安徳天皇のことについてのお話を結構聞きたいっていうような。
だから謎ですよね。
There are two ways that this tale we heard goes. The one that is considered historical fact, and the other which is considered a myth, but is believed by the residents of Shikoku. In the 12th century, the Emperor of Japan was a 7-year-old boy, Emperor Antoku. Caught in the midst of a brutal civil war that was tearing Japan apart, the boy was carried from place to place as a symbol for his clan. But eventually, his army began to lose the battle. Their enemy closed in on them until there was nowhere left to run. The final stand happens at sea, a place called Dan no Ura. With their defeat certain and surrender considered shameful in Japanese culture, the Taira clan chose to take their own lives, meaning the boy Emperor Antoku would have to join them. His grandmother reportedly took him into her arms and leaped into the ocean.
それでお母さんに抱っこして入水して亡くなったって歴史はなってますよね。でもお母さんは助かってるんですよ。
This officially was the death of Emperor Antoku and the beginning of the samurai period. But here in Shikoku, many locals believe in a myth that the story had a different ending. They believe Emperor Antoku didn't die, that he survived, and that he was hidden away somewhere in these mountains.
その生きてたかもしれないっていうなんか証拠みたいなものとかもあるんですか？
いやーわかんないです。で高知県には2カ所のお墓が残ってる。
安徳天皇。
だから高知県の1カ所のお墓は宮内庁が認めてるんですよ。
He said that's strange, right?
That is strange.
ありがとうございます。はい、すみません、お話いただいて。
はい。またゆっくり。はい。
With the priest having less answers than we had hoped for, our search for this myth continues as we drive deeper into this wild and mysterious valley.
Well, the roads are not in great shape. There's just fallen branches and leaves all over, and then some landslides. This road looks like nobody has driven here in years.
It's very steep as well, like I'm feeling it in my belly.
As we make our way through these forgotten roads, there was one village we were told about that we weren't sure if it was either straight out of a fairy tale or a horror story.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Oh!
We have arrived to what may be one of the creepiest villages I've ever seen.
Nagoro is a village that used to be home to around 300 residents, but today it is no longer home to the living. Instead, it is filled with over 350 dolls all throughout the village, all placed to eerily reenact a normal day in the life in this village.
The story behind this village actually has to do with what's right behind me. The employment in this village and the existence of this village had to do with this dam when it was manually operated, but then one day it was automated and we didn't need people here as much anymore, and slowly people left because there was no more work to be had here. And the story goes that the woman who once used to live here in her childhood came back, and when she came back, most people had gone.
Tsukimi Ayano is a woman who grew up in Nagoro, but left when she became an adult. After 15 years of living away, when she returned to her childhood town, the population had all but completely vanished. To protect her late father's vegetable garden, she created a scarecrow based on her father's presence. But then, she decided to make a few more, modeling after people that had either left Nagoro or passed away, dressing them up and placing them in places people used to inhabit all over town. Before long, Tsukimi had filled Nagoro with over 350 dolls, each with a catalog name and a backstory. Today, this village stands still, tucked away in the mountains, frozen in time.
This is extremely eerie. Like, I thought these were actually people. Oh. Seeing it like this is almost more sad. They're everywhere.
Wow. What is going on?
And this looks like an abandoned school. Oh my god. These scarecrows are just everywhere.
I find it like both beautiful and eerie at the same time.
Feels very symbolic of what's happening in many of these rural villages. You can feel what she's trying to do, but it also makes the fact that they're not here felt almost more.
Apparently, I read on the internet that there are like way more dolls than humans living here.
More than 300 dolls.
300?
25 people still living.
Wow. Wow.
What did we just walk into?
What the f***? This is too much.
Okay. Okay.
Truly ghostly.
It's very, I don't know, it feels heavy. For sure, that's for sure. It's all like happy things that's portrayed here, but it feels really heavy.
Someone's been missing for a while here. Let's see if I can find him. You good, bro?
Yeah. Not want to be in there anymore.
Yeah.
I can imagine for this woman it's like trying to keep the spirit alive, right? And the way she's presented all the people, it's like so inviting, you know, which is both cute and kind of creepy, right? It's set them all up as if everyone is welcoming you. I don't know if she's recreating a reality that she's wishing was still here, right? Or is she rebuilding a memory, you know? As we explore these villages, it is hard to comprehend that there are over 1,000 of these villages facing complete extinction. And being in these places has made me think a lot about isolation and what happens when you lose your sense of community. We've met some elderly people who are the last ones in their village, some of the last ones on their entire street. And you can really see how the loneliness has affected some of them. And it's made me think about how we all need connection and how easy it is to let isolation creep in even when we're surrounded by other people. I've been leaning on therapy for support for some time now, and one thing that I've learned is that feeling disconnected isn't always just about physical distance, but also about not having someone there to talk to about what's going on
within yourself. And if you're someone who's been thinking about going into therapy, today's video sponsor, BetterHelp, may be for you. It's entirely online. You take a quiz to then get matched with a licensed therapist, and then you can communicate with them however is most comfortable for you, via text, video, or phone. If the therapist is not a right match for you, you can switch at any moment at no additional cost. Over 6 million people have gotten help from BetterHelp, with an over 4.8 out of 5 stars ratings on the App Store. So click the link in the description below or go to betterhelp.com/yestheory to get 10% off your first month of therapy. These villages are a reminder that connection matters. So please don't wait to be the last one to reach out for help. And now let's see how much further we can make it into these mountains. We kept driving to our next village that isn't even on any maps, but is rumored on some online forums to exist and to be the home of one last man still living there. We are deep in the forest now, and where we're heading, apparently this village is completely abandoned, but there's one man who's moved back there by himself. But we don't know if he's there. We don't know if this is true or not. Oh, there's a car.
There's a truck.
There's a truck. But if there's a truck, that means there's a person here, right?
Yeah.
If we actually find someone here, that would be crazy. Okay, we have just found a village of houses that doesn't even show on Google Maps. All of these houses that we see behind us are currently uninhabited. This doesn't feel abandoned that long ago. So strange. It does feel like people still live here, right? And look at these ancient tools here. You see that? Looks like people just fled at one point. Mm-hmm. Like shoes in front of doors laid up perfectly and a hat hung on like the side of a door, and it says 2002. It's hard to tell if these houses are used to any capacity or not. Feels like most of them are not, but some look a little bit more maintained than others. There's a person. There's a person there. Thank you. You have to say hello. Wait. There's a person. Wait. What do we talk about? Just say like, oh hello, we're just exploring like rural villages. Staffan here. I'm just scared.
すいません。ごめんなさい。今お時間ちょっと大丈夫ですか？ちょっと日本の文化とか村とかについてのことを調べてて、ちょっとお話とかお伺いすることって可能ですか？
ああ、自分はもともとね、ここ出身やな、オープン里やけね。
あ、そうなんですね。
こんにちは。
こんにちは。こんにちは。
Ah, it's okay. Thomas.
Hirata.
Hirata?
Staffan.
Staffan.
Tell him we're sorry for, hopefully we're not invading his space.
前になって。
ああ、
申し訳ないです。
まあ今日は
今日はってたんです。
お風呂。
Oh, wow. Okay, nice. How many people live in this village here?
今2人。
今2人。Just two.
Two?
お食べ放題を。
いつからこの町というか集落の
10何年前やけど、12年、11年ぐらい前か。本格的に住み出したのは5年ぐらいかな。
Why did you choose to move here?
おじきがね、13年前に亡くなったんやけど、一人にやったのね。で、そのおじさんの姉の息子になるわけ。甥っ子ね、俺。癌で急に亡くなったんやけど、山のことはお前に任すって言われて。
あ、その方がもともとここに。
そう、ずっとおったの。
あ、そう。
で、家を直したり、木を切ったり、畑世話したりしよったけど、市内から通うととてもじゃないけど、おつかんのね。で、もう本格的に。
ああ、なるほど。
Does he feel there's something special about this village, this place?
滝も見えるし。
You can see the waterfall up there. That's why.
There's two people living in this village. One of them is here, the other one is not even in town. And all the houses we passed up there that look inhabited still, they're not.
Nobody lives there.
It's a bit of a view he found here.
Yeah.
ここって最高何人ぐらいいたみたいなのってあるんですか？
一番多い時で150人ぐらいおってないかな。
それは何年ぐらいかってこと？
いやもう昔この道がない頃ね。
Like it is very peaceful here. You hear the river.
It's really peaceful.
You're in the forest. We said 15% chance we'll find a man. Let's go.
You seem like a very happy and problem-free man. Would you say that?
ああそうだね。問題がないことないけどね。関わることがないってことはそんだけ自由なってことやろ。自分のペースで何事もできる。
How does it feel about a lot of these rural villages sort of losing its population over time?
増やそうにもどうしようもないもんね。滑るような環境がないでしょ。
すみません、ありがとうございます。It's the water from the mountain.
ああ、2キロぐらい上の水。
Just 2 kilometers away.
Wow.
いただきます。
That's arigato.
Wow.
He has a smile. He has a vibe. He's like.
He seems actually happy.
He's a trouble-free man.
その安徳天皇でしたっけ？
安徳天皇。
安徳天皇。
まあもともとここの集落は安徳天皇を連れてまあお城見てきた人らが住み着いたところなのね。
はいはい。So he said that this is where the Antoku was brought after the fight, and then he's saying that they came through the top of the mountains to here. So the people in the bottom of the village, or like in the bottom side, didn't know anything about it. So even this place was unknown to them. And one time there was a rumor that something was here, right? So they brought one of the monks up to see what was going on in this village, and then the people in this village decided to execute him because they didn't want to let the secret out. And that monk is also being honored in that thing over there.
Wow. Wait, so he thinks the emperor came to this village?
ある程度ね。
Yeah, he thinks so.
Oh wow.
で、まああちこち四国山地を伝説があるわね。
安徳天皇もそこにまつわる。
安徳天皇はね神社の方。
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, that is insane. Like oral tradition, been going down. Story has been traveling.
ありがとうございました。
いやいや、上がってきたらまた水飲みに行きたいわい。喉乾くやろうき。
ありがとうございます。
Arigato. Yeah, he's showing us directions now to find this shrine here that is honoring the emperor. So yeah, we're about to go down there.
Arigato. I'm just thinking about this emperor. He's had stories passed down from elders saying that this emperor was freaking here. That's crazy. And the only thing we found about this village on Google Maps was this shrine, but we didn't know what the shrine was for. And somehow we're ending up following the trail of the child emperor that fled to the mountains. Really warm for some reason. If this is actually where he came and where he was buried, this site is an absolute gem. If the story is true and the myth is real, and this is where was his final resting place, it feels magical, right?
1,000-year-old tale.
So this here, it says Antoku Tei, meaning Emperor Antoku.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm assuming this is peace. So this is to promote peace. They built this Tsubakiyama shrine, which is where we are right now.
I was not expecting to find this place.
Yeah.
Hidden in the forest.
Quite a way to get.
Imagine being like 6 years old and not like, chosen your own fate, right? And
you might have not even known that he was the emperor.
Yeah, that's true.
Could have been all hidden from him to protect them.
So far, our expedition to these mountain villages had stirred a mix of emotions. It was inspiring to see elderly residents living in solitude, yet completely content with the peace and the quiet. At the same time, we couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness at the sight of these run-down buildings and hearing residents talk about how vibrant life used to be there.
98歳98歳 She's 98 昔からすごい変わりましたか？変わらんけどね、人口減、家はあるけど人がいない。すぐどこの町さんでも10時。東京周辺に集中、若いのそれから仕事がない。だから寂れて寂しいね。He says he feels a little lonely.
We began to wonder, would this also become the fate of other communities beyond this region, or even around the world? That's why we were so excited to meet two young and inspiring women determined to change the fate of these villages, Kira and Ami. They made the decision to move back into some of these neglected towns and bring new life into them.
Just excited to see what a village that may be rebooting a little bit could look like.
This is the spot?
I think so.
Hi. Oh, so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too.
So welcome to our town.
Thank you.
Yeah, my beautiful slice of paradise in the world. This was an abandoned building when I got it a year ago, and that's why I'm friends with people like Ami, because she found me on social media and she actually helped me renovate this whole place.
Oh.
So
How did you choose this village out of all the villages?
someone asked me to like take care of their cats in this town, and I ended up like living there for 10 months. Taking cats for like 10 months, yeah. And I got a chance to live here and like I guess trial life here. So that's why I knew by the time I like started the business, I was like really established and everybody knew me in town. I ended up wanting to make a business that's like all about connecting people and like working with the locals and like, you know, I'm not making a guest house. I want to work with guest houses, and it was just like a business surrounded like by wonderful places that already exist. So they were like, wow, she's not even like taking away from our economy, she's like boosting it.
And there are millions of homes like this in Japan, right?
Millions. There's a house that I'm planning on buying, and it's been abandoned for like 15 years.
Oh.
And it's only like $13,000 US.
$13,000 to buy the house?
To buy it, and it's like all new.
What are we doing?
Everything.
We have decided we want to buy something as well.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Hello, how's it going? Hi, I'm Thomas.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So this is your town?
Yes, it's my town.
How long have you been living here?
4 years, starting on 5.
Okay.
I love it here.
Yeah.
And I've lived in all parts of Japan, but I like it here the most.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's very peaceful out here.
Yeah.
So we follow you?
Yes, into my car.
Oh, nice, nice. This is it feels like the local car to have. So through our internet friend, Kira, we met Ami. She moved here a few years ago and she has 2 homestays / Airbnbs. So we are heading in that direction now. Oh wow, look at this.
Look at this nature. Oh my god. It's like you're inside of a dream.
Have you tasted the water here?
When we met this man living by himself, he gave us a glass of water from
yeah.
It was magical.
The water here is so good, and it's free. Like, we don't have to pay our water bills here. This has some good water, if you want to try that.
Oh, to try water?
Yeah.
This is straight from the mountain?
Yeah, it's straight from the mountain.
Wow, that tastes good. You can feel there's nothing in it besides nature.
It's truly beautiful. Look at this over there. Waterfalls in every direction. So yeah, if you've ever wanted to change your life and move to the Japan countryside, this would be a good place to do it.
Okay, time for some lunch here. Entering a former school, an abandoned school appears, and then they create a restaurant out of it. Where are we heading now?
We're going to my second Airbnb, the charcoal house.
Oh wow. Wow.
Everything. So this plaster has charcoal in it. Under the flooring has charcoal in it too.
As a young person,
Yes.
what made you say yes moving to a small village?
I lived in Osaka. I lived in the city before, but I felt so small in the city. I didn't feel like I was contributing, and what made sense to me was living where my ancestors are from, helping their land.
You're so cool. I mean, probably one of the coolest I met.
Wow, quite the view. Is there anyone else living in these houses, or there?
Around 5 people living in this district. There's 2 floors.
Okay. Ah, cozy.
I got a bed.
You already claimed that one?
First not to touch it.
We're staying in one of these little villages.
Yeah, literally in the villages that we made it.
Yeah.
This is what we came for, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow, I did not realize we would be in a little abandoned village.
Look at that view though.
As we woke up the next morning, a glimmer of hope had returned. The shining spirit of 2 entrepreneurial women had shown us that taking a bet on a future in these beautiful rural villages, forgotten by everyone else, is in fact possible.
So nice.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Hopefully this video can populate this town back to 30,000 people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I already miss you guys. Cheers.
we'll meet again.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye.
The world is in a strange place right now. Cities have become unaffordable for so many people, and despite being a decade or 2 behind, Europe's population decline is soon following Japan's, which makes you wonder, will these rural towns, neglected and slowly dying around the world, one day come back to life? So many of the luxuries we take for granted in cities can be hard to come by this far out. But the peace, magic, and slower lifestyle certainly feels endlessly appealing as our world seems to be spinning faster and faster. Our curiosity hit us on a deeper level on this trip, and we truly started wondering, should we start Yes Theory digital detox retreats in these beautiful rural towns around the world? Let us know in the comments, and thank you for watching.